Hello YouTube, this is Rudy. I'm making a video to show you my camping gear that I take with me. And when I take my gear with me, I think of three basic groups. I think of food, shelter, and clothing. Okay, so first I'm going to go ahead and deal with shelter. For shelter, I have the Sierra Designs Light Year packing tent. Okay. And this tent is small. It's a one-man tent. Just enough room for one person. It's got it only needs 3 stakes to hold itself up. It weighs about 2.5 pounds, I think, maybe. So that's my basic shelter right there. And I have a tarp that I put underneath to protect the bottom of the tent from rocks and pine needles. Pine needles I've experienced pine needles that have been sharp enough to go through the bottom of a tent, so I prefer to have that tarp underneath. It's just a plastic tarp I bought at Walmart, cut it to the shape of my tent. In an emergency, it could be used as a tarp to protect against the rain should I lose my tent somehow. Okay, and as far as in the category of shelter, I have my sleeping bag, and my sleeping bag is Mountain Hardwear Thermalite Extra. It's rated for 20 degrees, but I kind of figure it's only good for anything above freezing, really. If by 20 degrees, I'm going to be putting on some sweaters and long johns. And then I also got my Thermarest Guidelight full-length sleeping pad. I used to have the short length, but having my feet colder than the rest of my body didn't feel comfortable, and I like having cushioning underneath my feet as well, so I went and bought the full-length one. Okay, so that's it for shelter. Next, as far as food goes, I have a Primus stove, and it packs up really small. See how it opens up? It opens up right there like that, just like that. And it goes on top of a butane propane canister here. This is a Coleman brand. And all that can be stored inside my aluminum $10 coffee pot percolating coffee pot. I just leave behind the insides, the part that is used for percolating. I leave that behind. Because if I would cook coffee, I just cook camp coffee by putting the grounds in the water and drinking everything. Yes, I drink the grinds too. It's extra caffeine. Here's the top. See, it's a percolating top. Again, I leave the percolating parts behind. And I have my nalgene bottle. I can use this to carry water. It's good enough to put coffee in. It's a really strong bottle. I don't have to worry about it. And I usually eat out of the pot. If I'm going to make coffee and food, what I'll do is I'll make my coffee first, put it inside my nalgene bottle, and then I'll make my food, and there you go. No need to carry an extra bowl or anything like that. And then I have my Lexan spoon, a plastic fork from Pollo Loco, and a wooden spoon which has a long handle I use for stirring because the short handle on my eating spoon just doesn't cut it. Okay, then again, a side note of food would be water. I have a platypus bladder, 2 platypus bladders. One is 3 liters, the other's like 2. Wait, is that 3 liters? Yeah, I think it's 3 liters. Yeah, and then this other one is 2 liters. So I fill those up. And then I have right there, that's another liter, my nalgene bottle. So that's a total of 6 liters. I can carry 6 liters should I need to. Okay. And then again, on the subject of food, in order to store my food, I use cord, nylon cord that I bought at REI, plus a sleeping bag stuff sack for all my food and hang it from a tree. I don't use the bare container. They're too heavy. If I hang my food from the tree, that's sufficient. And then little things that I have is iodine tablets. But see, when you go camping in the San Gabriel Mountains, I've been camping there since I was a little kid. And when we were little kids, we drank the water. We just stuffed our faces right in the river and started drinking. So even as an adult, I do that now. I don't purify the water that I drink. This is just in case I can't find any water that's running freely. You know, free-flowing river, I have no problems drinking that water. You know, they say you can acquire immunity to Cryptosporidium and Giardia. And since I've been drinking river water since I was a little kid, probably have developed that immunity. So I don't worry about it. So I would recommend, if you camp a lot, don't be afraid to drink water and develop that immunity. I carry a snake bite kit. It's got a razor in there, among other things. Because that's one thing that I would always carry with me. Here's a spare piece of aluminum just in case I break one of the tent poles. A lighter. I always carry a backup in my first aid kit. Hand sanitizer. My toothbrush, toilet paper, extra batteries. For my flashlight, I have a Maglite LED. It uses 3 AAA batteries. I totally think that the weight is worth it carrying, because I've used this and I can see a good distance, and when you take the top off, it becomes like a torch, and I can carry it around and see all around me in the distance, in the dark, in the middle of the night. And then I also got my thin gloves. They're gardening gloves. They're heavy-duty gardening gloves / really light work gloves. Hydex by Stanley. Cost me like $10. Then I got my poles, of course, for hiking. I like to have these poles so that I can not have to worry about putting all my weight on my legs. You know, this helps to put some of my weight on my upper body, transfers some of the weight to my arms, so I can support myself in that way, and it keeps me balanced on tricky spots on the trail. Okay, and as far as knives go, I have a number of knives, and sometimes I carry different ones. But right here I got the Gerber River Runner. It's got a 3-inch blade on it for small kitchen-type tasks. And then I got the Recon Scout here for protection, as well as should I have to create shelter, protect myself from the elements. And when I was a little kid, I got attacked by a dog in the mountains, you know, so it's like, stands to reason that I'd like to be prepared and should another animal of any type attack me. And it was not any fun getting attacked, I'll tell you that much. It'd be a lot less fun getting attacked by a mountain lion or a bear, I'm pretty sure. And for backup, I have a backup knife. That's the SOG Seal Pup Elite. This has got a 5-inch blade. It's smaller than the other one, but in a pinch I can use it in a survival situation should something happen to my Recon Scout. And inside the SOG sheath, I got a Leatherman, little tiny Leatherman, and a magnesium stone with a flint on the side for backup. Again, I carry lighters, so I usually never have any problems lighting a fire with my lighters. And this is a really small leathern. If you compare it to my hand, you'll see it's pretty small. But it comes in handy. I had a big one, but I didn't like it. I traded this one for the big one that I had, and find that this one is, for my needs, just as useful. And there's my hat to keeps my head out of the sun, keeps my face away from the sun, or from getting scratches from low-lying trees. And here's my first aid kit. And if I'm feeling like I want to carry a lot, I'll carry my first aid kit. It's got a lot of stuff in there. But if I want to go light, I'll carry Neosporin and then a big handful of gauze and an ace bandage maybe, just to deal with blood loss. And should I be wounded or hurt somehow, to create a lot of blood loss. And then I have my boots. My boots are from REI. They're Vask with they have the waterproof breathable liners. And I also carry chanclas or sandals with me, because in the middle of the night I don't want to have to put my boots on to go to the bathroom, or in the morning when I wake up I like to just walk around with my chanclas on, when I'm at camp, help my feet breathe. And that's all I take with me. It comes out pretty light. Here's my backpack. My backpack is the REI Pinnacle. It's got 2,400 cubic inches of space. It's not a big backpack, and it's not a little one either. It's like a medium-sized backpack. Right now it's filled with water bottles. I was hiking around with 6 water bottles, 6 2-liter water bottles, using that to just practice, carrying weight in it. Okay, and that's pretty much everything. Oh, obviously there's duct tape right there. You see the duct tape for emergency use. And there's a map. This one's of the San Gorgonio Wilderness. In Southern California, if you know what you're doing, it's hard to get lost. I mean, there's just, like say, the San Gabriel Mountains. It's 2 rows of mountains, and the city is to the west. If you go north or south, you're going to just go along mountain. Eventually, you'll run into a freeway. But if you need help, you need to get to civilization, you simply head west into Los Angeles. It's hard to get lost, but with a map, I don't really need a compass around here. I can tell you where I am within maybe 200 yards just from looking at a map and making, calculations in my head. I suppose if you live like in the northwest or Canada, where they have flat forest that goes for miles, out there I could see where you would need a compass. But in the Los Angeles mountain ranges, San Gorgonio, San Bernardino, San Jacinto. San Jacinto is one giant mountain, It's like pretty hard to get lost if you know what you're doing. But people get lost every year, It's not like you have to let down your guard. If anything, you just learn to make it second nature. Okay, so that's all my stuff. It usually comes out to maybe 20, 25 pounds. And in my 2,400 cubic centimeter thing, I can carry a week's worth of food if I had to. Stuff every pocket with food in it. But it's really not ideal for carrying like that, because then I have to stuff. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.